Hi everyone! Welcome to another episode of the Daffodil Diaries podcast with the SFU Canadian Cancer Society. As you can see, things are a little bit different. We are not in the audio studio, but we are in my room. This is a little weird. But for our final episode of the semester of season 2, we decided to just do it with the co-chairs. All three of our lovely presidents that ran the entire club all year. We have Teona, we have Sukhman, and Rhea. So yeah, in this episode, we're just gonna be really chill, really low stakes, just talking about how Relay went this year. And since it's all their first times being co-chairs, just reflecting, talking about our favorite moments, some hardships, some successes, silly moments, and then also we're gonna end it off with some advice for future execs if they want to join the team, and a message to the team overall. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you guys for sticking with us all throughout the entire season. It's been super fun, and we hope you guys enjoy this final episode. We are going to start off by having them introduce themselves. They're going to be talking about how long they've been doing CCS and just their general experiences in the club. So we're going to start with Teona.
Hi, I've been with CCS for quite a while. Originally, Relay for Life was first introduced to me back when I was in like grade 9, except that was like 2020, so Relay for Life didn't happen that year. But 2 years later, 2022 Relay for Life, when I was in 11th grade, we were able to hold that. I was finance captain at that time, and then I moved on to co-chair for my high school, which did not prepare me for university, by the way. Oh, no. It's such a different experience because I had my amazing supervisor when we were running Relay for Life in high school. But then, like, our rep from Youth Relay, like, led me into university, and now I've been in SFU CCS for 3 years now.
And how has your overall experience been with this?
I can't imagine my life without it. I really can't. I spend so much time on it. And most of the people I spend time around it's like 50-50 split between school stuff and like the people I know from living on campus. So like, you guys are a huge part of my life. It's so fulfilling. I just can't imagine anything different.
Yeah, we love you, Teona.
We love you.
So my name is Sukhman, for those of you who haven't met me yet. I have a really similar story to Teona, actually, where Relay was introduced to me in grade 9, but it didn't happen because of COVID. And then it got reintroduced at our school in grade 12 because one of my best friends actually decided she wanted to bring it back as part of a project for her capstone. So she initiated the process and she brought it back at her school, and that's where I initially joined from. And then, similar to Teona, I was transitioned over by the CCS rep to university, and I've been here since for the last 3 years. It's been really, really good. Just as Teona was saying, it's so fulfilling, and it's such a big part of like my life at school. Like, I feel like the only reason I have so much like social life at school is because of this club. And there's just so much going on always, and it's fun.
This is so nerve-wracking.
You've done this
I know, but I feel anxious all of a sudden. I also knew about Relay in high school. My school was a little more new to like the Canadian Cancer Society. We didn't have like an actual club till I was in 12th grade. But in 11th grade, I had joined. UBC used to do their CCS team used to do like a high school program with like high schools all over BC, and they pretty much did like kind of like information presentation nights, and like you would rack up volunteer hours. So we had to do a case study. Actually, we won a case study, which was really cool. Nice. And then I was really interested in doing that, and they gave us a volunteer opportunity to be a part of their Relay for Life, and I just never did because my friends didn't want to, so I regret that, but that's okay. So then in grade 12, I was like loosely a part of like our Canadian Cancer Society. I was just helping with marketing with their little TikToks. And then after that, I entered university. I wasn't really involved with the school community, to be honest, not until third year where I'm like, okay, I need to get involved somehow. And so CCS was like the most familiar thing to me at SFU, so I decided to try out, and then I became marketing co-lead. Surprisingly, I was surprised they put me in a lead position first year around, and then now I was co-chair for my second year part of the club. So yeah.
Period! Yay! And fun fact, so Teona and Sukhman, when they joined your first times, you were together, right, as first year liaisons?
We've always been together.
Yeah.
And then our second year, we were together as fundraising leads, and now we're together as co-chairs.
The whole evolution.
Yeah.
And then Rhea and I actually how do I say it? Our first, lead, no, wait. There's a better way to say it. My first time being a marketing co-lead was with Rhea too, and that was a really fun experience. And I'm glad that we all kind of had experiences together as leads, and as we grew and evolved together, we just saw each other evolve, and it was just really cute. So yeah, thank you for introducing yourselves. I hope you guys got to know them a lot better. These are the powerhouse of our club, and this was their first time leading together as presidents, and I think they did absolutely amazing. We're going to start off by asking, what exactly do co-chairs do? So as presidents, your responsibilities, and if anyone in the future wants to be a co-chair, what they can expect.
A full-time job. 40-hour work week.
Unpaid, yeah.
40-hour unpaid internship. I think the reason we have so many pre-meds in our club is because this really prepares you for residency. I don't know what it's like. I'm not a pre-med. But I imagine it's about the same. You gotta put on a strong face because there's people who rely on you. And you gotta be checking in with the entire team while also keeping an eye a little bit on the general members. That's mostly external relations job, but a little bit of involvement is necessary there. And then I think our main thing probably is liaising between what our team as a whole is doing and with SFSS, the Simon Fraser Student Society, and with our youth relay rep from the Canadian Cancer Society as well.
Yeah, just kind of adding on to that, I feel like a lot of people don't realize that the co-chairs are actually in fact overseeing every single team and not just the leads that we're talking to. It's a lot of work. We're delegating a lot of tasks to a lot of people, and there's also quite a bit of communication, again, as Teona mentioned, with SFSS and the CCS rep. So there's a lot of admin work that goes into it as well.
Essentially, we're overseeing everybody in the team. We each have our own designated teams, but ultimately we're keeping an eye on everybody, making sure tasks are done by a certain timeline. So we set deadlines for when this should be due, when that should be due, what we need to get out for marketing, what teams we should be reaching out to, when should we be setting up meetings, kind of just being on everyone's tails pretty much, and making sure everything's running on a timely manner and that they're actually getting done.
I oversaw finance, my loves, and internal relations and external relations. No offense to my relations people, I also had so much fun with that, but finance was something I had kind of missed from high school, to be totally honest.
I oversaw the fundraising team and the sponsorship team, and because I was a fundraising team last year, I had a lot of fun with the fundraising team, and I feel like I was really able to help them out just based off of my own experiences with it. And then sponsorship was new to me, but it was interesting and I really enjoyed it.
I, of course, overlooked marketing, which is always so much fun for me. I overlooked logistics, which was really scary, but I had a lot of help from, obviously, Sukhman and Teona, which made it easier, and our logistics team was so solid. I could boast about them for so long, and then I overlooked entertainment team, but that was also the help of these two as well. So it was really much a team effort based, but those are the three teams I was mainly focused on.
And you know what, Rhea? I remember this really odd thing you posted. It was a meet the teams last year.
Yeah.
And you posted logistics, and then your caption for your story was the team I could never be a part of, or the team I could
say that?
the team I could never do because they do so much work.
Because I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, here you are.
I know.
And here you are overseeing logistics.
Weird.
So yeah, we're super proud of you guys, and I think you guys did a great job. I think every team was a party. I loved interacting with each team too, so they did amazing. And since this position is so demanding, what inspired you, I guess, to be co-chairs?
I was voluntold. Here's my story. So, I obviously wasn't told. I wasn't forced into this. I desperately want to be a part of this cause, of course. But, in my first year, I was first year liaison. with Sukhman. And I don't know, we just kind of took on a lot of floater positions at that time, since, I mean, liaising, right? And then at the end of the year, when they were building the new co-chair team, like for last year's cohort, they asked me if I wanted to shadow as a co-chair, which was really good because all of that team ended up moving on to different roles beyond that. So, like, it was kind of nice with our new co-chair team that we had someone who at least kind of watched what happened. I didn't do much work for my shadowing position last year, just kind of kept tabs on things, so I was prepared for this year.
I had a very similar situation to Teona once again. I was offered the position by the previous co-chairs, and of course I took it because I felt like I would learn a lot from being in this position, and it was always something I wanted to do since the first year I joined the club. I think a big part of it was also retreat. That really drew me in. I really wanted to go to retreat after hearing about it, so I took the offer.
Yeah, I think I entered the club knowing I wanted to like make my way up. That's kind of like my mindset with anything, is like, if I can go higher, why not? Like, if you have the opportunity, work hard for it and then get up there. So that was like low-key my end goal secretly, but when they also offered it to me, like, I remember just waking up and getting a message. I was so excited, and I'm like, yeah, of course. And I think since like elementary school, I was always part of like a leadership team. Like, I was part of like our school community team, and then into high school I was co-president for my school student council for so long. So like I always naturally kind of thrived in that position, and so I'm like, why not?
She's going for CEO of the Canadian Cancer
Hell
Society.
yeah, I'm coming after your jobs.
I'm kidding.
She's working her way up, guys. You heard it here first. But yeah, no, I think it's all well deserved. And they, again, did such an amazing job. All right, so let's start off with just running through a timeline, a really, really brief timeline of everything we did this year.
So we started off the school year by going to retreat. This year it was me and Rhea that got the opportunity to go, and next year it'll be Teona that gets to go. But it was a really cool experience. So retreat is essentially like a weekend away in a campsite where they bring in all the co-chairs from all the universities that host Relay, and it's just a leadership experience, leadership workshop. You get to learn more about Relay and just kind of how to lead Relay at your school. I personally really enjoyed the event. It was really nice getting to connect with other co-chairs and their experiences, but it was fun overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the really upside for me for the retreat is, of course, like getting the training essentially and kind of being more comfortable and confident going into the role for the year. But also, like, I feel like the majority of how should I say this? Like, the biggest thing for me was meeting the other co-chairs because they were just so sweet, and like I still like bug them time to time, or we get messages. I know Sukhman gets messages too from them, and like it's just fun hyping them up, like no matter what they're doing, even outside of the club. So yeah, that was also a really big thing for me.
Yeah, so as co-chairs, if you ever want to be one in the future, you get a chance to do a little retreat. I guess we can just take this time to yap, to be honest. Like, make it super unstructured, super raw, and just talk about your favorite moments, favorite memories, the hardships, things you would do differently, and just lessons overall.
If you ask me what things I'm going to do differently, this episode is going to be 5 hours long.
Yeah, same.
No, I don't have many regrets, but there definitely are things I would change. Just, I feel like we did so good this year overall. I'm so proud of us. Like, Relay for Life itself was probably the proudest day of my life so far, and I've had like 5 Relay for Lives.
I will say it was a record-breaking year this year. So we had the highest numbers that like SFU has ever seen, which was exciting.
Yeah, we, like they said, we had like a really big successful year. We hit like a lifetime milestone, I think, of 200,000 for SFU. And I feel like I dealt with a lot of like imposter syndrome. It's like, oh, like I didn't really do anything for this. Like I don't know. It just felt very surreal. It was a very surreal moment. Like, even now, it still hasn't hit me, but, like, I'm really, really proud of, like, the team we had, the co-chairs. I was so lucky to work with these two, and just bring in such a great year, I guess. Yeah.
It was so crazy. I get that imposter syndrome thing. So real. I had a thought. It's there, and it has words to it at some point.
I have something to say about you. I think a lot of a pattern I've noticed with a lot of the leads is just they don't feel like they deserve the credit they actually deserve. Like there's been so many moments where it's like, oh, I wish I could have done better, but no, we're like, are you kidding me right now? Like you are doing so much work, and I feel like that's such a big part of being in positions like this. You just feel so much imposter syndrome, but I think it's also really important to be proud of the work you've done, especially for you guys. Like you've done so much, and I'm super proud. So you don't need to feel like that, guys. And I think everything you've done is such a good reflection. Like we've hit such a big milestone, so that's something to be proud of. But no, yeah, I understand what you feel, but also you should be super proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. It's weird when you're in a role like this because technically you should be a student first and then club member second, but if you make a mistake, if you need to prioritize schoolwork over the club at some point, like that's not just impacting you and your job, but also like everyone else that you need to manage and help and assist. So, I mean, it's kind of stressful. It teaches you a lot about resilience.
Like Teona said, like the balance between being a student and being someone like 30 plus people rely on this crazy work. It's like, okay, no, I can do this after I get this assignment done, but it's also like, no, there's all these people waiting for me. I can't, like, I need to prioritize it in a sense. So that was always such a big struggle for me. And then also I feel like we've always talked about this, like amongst ourselves, it's like, it feels like you kind of can't do anything wrong kind of thing. Like it's a struggle to, I don't know how to word it in a better way, but like, you just can't mess up. Like there's like this, I think 50% of the pressure comes from ourselves. It's like, okay, no, like we have to do great. Like, you know, we have to be a good lead and all that. But it's also trying to find the balance again as well between, because like I'm really close to Sophie and some other members, but it's also like finding the balance between being assertive and being a lead and also being like, hey, like, no, I'm not mad at you. Like, no, it's just like, we need to get this done. And so like, yeah, there's like members from like last year that I was like always goofy with and all of that, but it's also like, where do I find the balance between being assertive and making sure you're doing your job and me being just like your friend? So there's like those trivial kind of things. But overall, like, I think having like a really good support system with Sukhman and Teona really helped me navigate a lot of those challenges, and like they always really validated my feelings and all of that. And I think that was a big part of why I was able to get through this year and kind of decide to come back as well.
I love you guys.
I love you too. There was someone I needed to tell something to, whether I was ranting about like something I was excited about or mad about or sad about. You guys were there. So glad that I had that, because it's like the reason I'm willing to come back for another year.
I'm glad that they had each other, because if they need help, they have each other to run to. So I'm glad that you guys were able to bond over the past few months. And again, it's the people that really make the club, make or break your experience. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys had a great time together. What were your overall thoughts on the fundraisers that happened this year? Because we did so many, and I personally had lots of fun tabling at them. I'm sure you guys have seen our fundraisers if you were in the sub or anywhere we did our tabling. So yeah, let's just do an overall thoughts on fundraisers this year.
Shout out to the fundraising team. They did amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say the fundraising team, they did a lot better than they think they did. I know throughout the year, like they were always kind of like nagging on to themselves and like talking bad about themselves, and like they didn't see how much they were doing from their own perspective of things, but they did an amazing job. This is like probably the most successful fundraisers we've had ever. So I'm really proud of all of them.
Yeah, I was really surprised with how many fundraisers we did, like looking back. I'm like, there's always one like every few weeks. I'm like, okay guys, like you guys are popping off. And it takes a lot to like organize fundraisers and collab with other people, because sometimes you get ghosted. Sometimes it's like not what you're looking for. And also just that worry about like, are we gonna make any profit or anything? Like, but no, like both internal, external killed it. We did tabling at Save on Foods, which was really cool. Like, I think we should bring that back, do it at like different venues. But I think that was a really cool opportunity to bring in this year as well.
Fundraising is just such a huge balancing act of logistics, like getting a venue for it, marketing, which is obviously assigned to marketing, but also is definitely a collaborative effort between those two, especially when it comes to word of mouth promotion. And then like day of promotion, that requires a lot of people skills and interaction, handling things as they come, and then afterwards, like, figuring out all the finances, reimbursements, and everything. Like, that's so much work, and it's also a huge variety of skills that they need to have. So they're so talented, and they did so amazing. They don't give themselves the credit they deserve.
Every tabling event I've been to, it's just been a party. Like, I just love seeing you guys. Like, that's one thing I'm gonna miss. I don't get to see my friends tabling at the sub every 3 p.m. and just giggling with them, making goofy TikToks together. But no, fundraising is such a huge team. They did such an amazing job. And fundraising is a big part of the club itself, right? So big shout out to you if you're a fundraising member listening to this. We love you very, very much. And we hope you're taking a well-rested break since Relay, because we did reach over our goal too. So props to you guys. You were a big part of that as well. In terms of actual memories, what were some highlights that you wanted to talk about? Favorite memories in the club?
I really liked when our meetings would just get a little bit off track.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, guys. This is targeted towards Rhea, because she's just so easy to make fun of.
Wow. Oh, and I'm the bully of the club.
You see why it's easy? It's because she fights back so well.
Yeah.
She takes it so well and dishes it back. Like, sometimes we get off topic, sometimes we lose track. One thing that's super recent is I asked for recommendations for a Mexican restaurant, and then I went to it last week. It was so good.
Oh my god, I put it
So
on my
good.
notes. Oh my god, which one was it?
La Playa Taqueria
Okay, I've
in
heard
the
good
West,
things
so it's
about
like
that
it's
one. Yeah.
so
Who
amazing.
shouted that one out?
I have screenshots.
I don't remember,
took
but like I
pictures.
think it was multiple people, and that's
Okay.
why I went there.
Can I add something about these meetings? Yeah, so in the beginning of the year, we were all just so like shy and just, first few meetings. But by the end of Relay, by the end of the semester, we were just all goofing around by the end of everything. A lot of like battles in the chat, a lot of calm downs, a lot of
Was it
silly
Bikram?
things.
I took pictures because I wanted to send I think it was Bikram, right? Was it Playa Tropical?
Shout out Bikram.
Shout out Bikram. Really in all caps.
I trust him with my life.
He won our Big Brother award for
yeah.
yeah.
That man has really good conversations. If you need love advice, go to Bikram Baines.
He also has good taste in Mexican restaurants.
My favorite memory would definitely be when I'd get to bully everybody. I don't actually bully them. It's out of love. If I bully you, it's out of love. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely a big thing for me. And then honestly, the actual day of Relay was really fun. I think I just got to be goofy and just laugh genuinely. I was not gonna lie, I had a really hard morning, and so coming there and just the members, even though they weren't doing their tasks, just goofing off, it just made me laugh, because they were just being so mischievous. But it was just fun. Everybody had fun through setup, and at the end we had a dance party that was in a little circle. And also another thing for me personally was after the retreat, me and Sukhman just got to talk, and we just got closer on a personal level. So that was also another big thing that sticks with me.
Some of my favorite memories with this club would definitely be the late nights on campus, after a fundraiser or after the craft night, where you're just with your friends and you're working on things, whether it be painting a poster or even just cleaning up or setting up a fundraiser. I feel those little conversations during then is when you really get to know people and you really get to see this is fun, and it's not just admin work, there's fun and social aspects to it as well. So that was a big thing for me.
As you can see, we've made a lot of memories throughout the year. Let's talk about what actually happened at Relay and all the work that's built up to it. What you guys had to do on the back end and the actual day of, and yeah, just talk about reflections from Relay.
Relay itself was such a huge day, packed with so much fun, amazing stuff. And that is totally thanks to our entertainment lead and logistics captains. Oh my god, you guys. I'm obsessed. I'm in love. We had so many little fun carnival games, some games that we rented out from SFU Vibrancy, as well as non-stop performances and entertainment going on the whole time. It was amazing.
We decided to do Convo Mall. If you don't know what that is, it's an outdoor venue, but it's still covered, and it's in the middle of our campus, and that's where everybody graduates and stuff. So it's a really intimate venue. But compared to last year, I really liked how enclosed everything was it felt like an actual fair, and it went well with our theme, I would say. So entertainment logistics did such an amazing job with planning that and making it actually feel like a fair. But yeah, it felt a lot more people, which there was a lot more people this year, and it just felt more like a community. I think this year, I think we did really well with bringing that community aspect, and we had so many collabs with the forum, with blood organ and stem cell the club. Okay, yeah, I always get their name mixed up. And then we had like pamphlets from BC Cancer, which was so cool to me. We had a surprise appearance from Therapy Dogs, which was a really cool aspect. So we had a lot of collabs. Oh, SFU Circus, Riot, all of those just came in together like so perfectly. Like it all fell into place, and I think that was like our big goal. Like after hearing at retreat, like other schools, like how they have like their frats and all these other people come through. I think we just really wanted to thrive for like that aspect for our event, and it really panned out, and I'm excited to bring in more people next year as well.
I completely agree with everything these two have said already, but another thing I'll add is the performances and the activities. I think were put really well together this year. I know in the past, like, things have kind of been unorganized even during event day, so this year, like, the ongoing activities we had and all the performers and like the way that the schedule was laid out, like everything was done extremely well.
We had amazing MCs. I just want to shout out Sophie. She actually genuinely killed it. She was like in her natural element. I was really excited for her to take on that role because it is just like in her nature. And she just killed it like through and through throughout the whole event. Like her energy just didn't die down at all, and like she was always on top of it. And yeah, I think that was like the most coordinated our event has been, to be honest. And also shout out to Kian from the forum as well. I wish I was extrovert like that in second year, but he did an amazing job, and I was really grateful for his help and the forum in general as well.
Yeah. First of all, thank you guys for even giving me the opportunity. Ever since the first year I joined, I've always wanted to be an MC, but just too scared to reach out. So this was literally a dream. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. And also shout out to Kian too, because it was nice to have someone to MC with, and also MCing with someone from the forums, which was a new experience for me, collaborating with a different club. So again, just thank you for making my dreams come true, you guys. It was so much fun. Yeah, and also thank you to our audio guy as well.
Oh my god, Hugo! It was Hugo.
Yeah.
He was an angel. To be honest, the whole day I felt so bad, but yeah,
because it was really cold as well.
He didn't know he was gonna be outside.
Yeah, he was going to Vancouver. Vancouver, that's all in Hastings. Like that's in downtown. Like that's crazy.
And he was there all the way till the end of the event too. So Hugo, if you're listening to Daffodil Diaries, we thank you so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Teona. What are you doing here? But thanks.
So that was another brief rundown of Relay for Life. Again, super amazing event. If you attended, thank you so much. You being there makes such a big difference. And yeah, we love everyone that attended, and we had so much fun. Now we're going to jump into some fun trivia questions. I made sure that they didn't look at these questions. I hope Rhea didn't look at them either because she had access to the document. Okay, good. So let's just jump right into it. How many general member exec meetings did we have in total as a club this year? So every week or other week we had these bi-weekly meetings. How many of them did we have in total?
14.
14.
That sounds right. We have them like on the bottom of the slides, so.
And they made the slides too. Yeah. So. Was it 14?
14 sounds right.
Ding, 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 ding. They got it. So yeah, they should know because they made the slides. But we did have 14. I feel like it didn't feel like 14. It felt like so much more.
It felt like more.
Yeah. But every other week they'd pull up and do these meetings for us. So thank you for hosting everything and for making all the slides. I feel like they take so long to make. Our next question is, how many graphic requests are currently in the Google Drive? And I have 4 options. Graphic requests, by the way, are what the team sends every time we need a post up on social media, and a lot get sent. So here are your options, and this is in the Google Drive because there could be more, but this is just in the Drive, okay? A, 60, B, 35, C, 29, or D, 40?
60.
It is actually B, 35.
Really?
What?
I was even shocked.
No.
I think people just didn't put it in the Drive.
I think that's why.
But realistically, it could have been it would have been 60.
We've had way more than 60 posts.
Yeah, but in the Drive itself, this is a sign for our members. Put your documents in the Drive.
I applied for a grant at the beginning of the year so that we could buy bigger Google storage, so utilize it.
Please.
Next question is, how much money did we raise during the Menchie's fundraiser? A, $568, B, $579, C, $550, or D, $540?
This
Want me to repeat it?
540.
568. Was that the first option?
Yeah.
579.
Okay, so Sukhman got it right. It's actually 568. That was probably one of the most successful fundraisers
Yes.
we've ever had.
By far.
Yeah.
Ever.
If you got a froyo that day, thank you. But yeah, we raised $568 that day. That was crazy. How many sponsors did we have for RFL 2026? A 13, B 14, C 15, or D 16?
16.
16? I'm gonna say 14. I don't know. Oddball.
Because it's 15, and then if you add Red Bull, it would be 16.
Rio, what do you think?
16.
It is 16!
Since we had this conversation the other day.
I know. I feel like they should know all these numbers because they probably looked at it for so much. But
Sukhman manages fundraising and sponsorship before she got it.
that's why she's getting everything
I
right.
know these numbers.
She does by heart, probably. But also, shout out to our sponsors this year. You guys were such a big help for this club and made a huge impact as well. And also to our sponsorship team as well for coordinating all the sponsors. And we had lots of fun with everyone with sponsors. Last question. How much did we raise in total for RFL 2026? Do I even need to give you guys options for this?
Please do.
Okay. A, 28,268. I'll give you just two. Or B, 28,234.
Everyone do 50-50.
6-8 sounds right.
I was going to say 6-8 as well.
It is 234.
Are you kidding me?
You know what, Sophie? This is a rich Q&A or trivia.
I'm going to donate $34
Yeah,
in spite of you. Before I talk about the money, I also want to say we hit a milestone for participants, and that's the first time we've been able to like increase our participants at SFU since pre-COVID times, which is just like I haven't wrapped my mind around it yet. The money is so wild. Me and which is our finance captain, were like figuring out what the total was so that we could announce it at the end of relay, and then like I got the number on my phone and I couldn't process it.
Sorry, I had to call.
We're just that speechless.
No, like that's like perfectly how I feel too. It's like I was just gonna be happy we hit 23 because I think that's all we needed to hit our lifetime like milestone, our revenue. But like 28 was crazy. We raised like 10K more than last year, which is crazy to me.
And our goal this year was 20K.
Yeah.
It was
So
a
we hit-
crazy jump.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like maybe next year we can set it to like 25K. Like, no, I think we can go to 30.
We can go 30.
So if you donated, thank you so much. If you recruited someone for your team, if you joined any of our teams, thank you so much. Because if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have hit this amazing milestone. And to our exec members as well, to the people that are on the leaderboard, thank you so much as well.
We appreciate all of you.
Yeah. And I don't think people realize that it's not. I think we're so fixated on the digits, but we don't focus on like where that money is going and like how many lives you're actually saving and touching. It goes beyond those numbers as well. So I think that's why it means a lot more to us because we know where it's going. We know like we've heard stories. We're in contact with people that have been impacted by cancer and how much that money actually means to these people and to all of us.
Yeah, again, kind of like what Sukhman said was her favorite part or favorite memories of being in this club are all the times where we're not actually really doing anything, but we're just bonding together. We're doing tabling and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it just gives us such an amazing purpose of why we do what we do, because every time we have fun, every time we see new people, it's just going to a good cause too. So it just makes everything so much more meaningful. So again, thank you. If you're involved in the fundraising, the donating, anything like that, thank you. Thank you so much. That was all the trivia questions. We're going to close now. If anyone watching or listening is curious and wants to be an exec next year, what are some things you would tell them?
Don't count yourself out based on you think like your experience isn't right to be an exec for this club. Like some of our best people didn't come from a background of like philanthropy work or even like volunteer work at all. And they're some of our strongest members. So just don't count yourself out and work hard and you'll be recognized for it.
I also would like to add, I know a lot of our members are science majors. We're open to anyone, so I encourage those of you that aren't science majors to also apply, because it's really nice having a more diverse team and getting to learn from more like people's different experiences. So I would encourage that as well.
This might sound kind of not morbid, but like be prepared to also take on the emotional toll as well. And I feel like we don't recognize that enough. And it's not just from like the amount of work we make you do. It's not that. Like, we will always emphasize to take care of yourselves, but it's also like you are doing something so huge and you're gonna come across people that kind of remind you why you're doing what you're doing. So if you've been impacted in some sort of way, like they said, join. Like, you don't realize the amount of community you truly have, I would say.
And I'll just add something from a more practical club perspective. It is also a commitment. Just like any other club, this is something that you're going to have to put your time towards and something you want to prioritize, because you might not, no matter what role you are, no matter what exec you are, your weight makes a huge difference. Yes. Because we're still a team effort, and if one person lags behind, then it also affects the flow of everything else. So showing up matters. Even if you think your role's not that big, it is big. It is. Just you showing up to a tabling event, to a meeting, it makes such a big difference, because we're still a family, and showing up matters for each other and also for the things you do.
Rice!
And also, it's a lot of fun as well.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it also teaches you so many practical skills too, like balance. Yeah. And I think being part of a club in your university experience is also important. So yeah, it teaches you a lot. And again, showing up matters is probably my biggest piece of advice for anyone.
The three of us are coming back as co-chairs next year, so you can get more of us. So exciting.
There's a lot of work that we do when the club is not running. I know last summer as well, there was a lot of hours that we spent together, like working on things and getting things ready for the next year. And then even just doing the interviews, like we were on campus for a week every single day, like multiple hours a day, and that was pretty exhausting as well. So there is a lot behind the scenes that goes on even when the club is not running.
Actually, I thought of another favorite memory was definitely during interviews, and we just like watched movies in between. Yeah! That was so much fun, now that I think about it. But yeah, like they said, we're gonna have to do a lot of admin work to wrap up this year. Then we're gonna figure out, okay, how is our hiring process gonna work, when our deadlines do, kind of stuff like that. But
so after this, they're still gonna be busy. They're still gonna be grinding. They just never stop. Since you guys are presidents, what is something you would like to say to our amazing team?
I couldn't have asked for a better team to be a co-chair for. So grateful for the team we had. I'm going to miss the people who are graduating or moving on to focus on different aspects of their life so much.
I completely agree. It was a really good team to work with. And I'm so glad that I was able to get closer with a lot of people on the team as well. And I also met a lot of new people and made new friendships. So I'm really grateful for everyone that was on the team this year.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for like their hard work and like putting in their passion into it all. I definitely, like, I think it was Sophie who mentioned earlier, it's like each of your efforts mattered, and it's why we were so successful this year. Even though it doesn't feel like it, if you're comparing yourself like this person did a lot more than me, it doesn't matter. It's you put your hands into the year and you're able to get through it and make our year so successful. So literally every single one of you that showed up, thank you. And I think we really appreciate it as co-chairs.
And that is going to be a wrap for the final episode of Daffodil Diaries Season 2. Yay! Thank you so much for supporting us, for following us through. Thank you to our guests, our amazing guests who spoke with us this season. Rhea and I got to interview so many amazing people, and we're just so moved. I still think about so many of them to this day. For the listeners as well, thank you for supporting us on YouTube or on Spotify. To our execs, our marketing team who helped post these episodes. It was a huge team effort, so
yeah. And also a big thank you to Sophie. If you don't know, Sophie not only is a host, she edits everything, she makes sure it gets posted on time and like gets all the pictures and is in contact with every single guest. So she's the backbone of this podcast. So thank you for another successful year and for bringing this to life, essentially. You did amazing work.
No, I love podcasting. So I love doing it. So yeah, thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Also, shout out to her for having us here in her room today.
Oh my gosh, of course.
We normally film at school, but since it's Easter Monday, the filming room was closed. So Sophie let us come to her house and film here.
And it's so much fun. Like, I want them to stay here forever. Like, I want a party. Thank you again for an amazing year, and we'll see you guys soon.
Yay!